Hey everyone, welcome back. I am absolutely pumped to have you here for today's explainer, because honestly, we're looking at something that is going to completely flip how you look at your daily grind and, well, your entire financial future. We're talking about the architecture of multiple income streams. Most of us were taught a really simple, straightforward path, right? Go to school, get a secure job, work hard for 40 years, and you'll be fine. But in today's world, relying on that old blueprint can leave you incredibly vulnerable. So today, we are going to break down exactly how to construct a resilient financial foundation that stands strong no matter what kind of economic weather comes your way.
Okay, let's dive into this. I want you to stop for a second and genuinely ask yourself, what happens to your life if your paycheck literally stops tomorrow? For the vast majority of people, the answer is terrifyingly simple. Everything just stops. The rent, the groceries, the car payments, the whole shebang comes to a grinding halt. Relying on a single source of survival is just a super vulnerable way to live, especially when things like company layoffs or crazy economic shifts are entirely out of your control. Think of your income kind of like a table, but it's only got one leg. That single leg, that represents your primary job. Now sure, the table might look totally fine when the room is perfectly still, but if someone just bumps into it, or worse, if that single leg breaks, the entire thing collapses. Everything resting on top of it crashes straight to the floor. To be truly stable and secure, your financial table needs multiple legs. You need multiple streams of income holding up your livelihood.
Which brings us to Section 1, the 4 pillars of income.
So how exactly do we fix a wobbly financial table? Well, we build a better one using these 4 specific pillars: active income, business income, investment income, and royalty or intellectual income. Now, it's pretty vital to understand upfront that not all income's created equal. Some of these are going to require your time, others need upfront capital, and some just take a lot of patience to build. Let's walk through each of these one by one so you can see exactly how to place these pillars into your own life.
Let's kick things off with the first pillar, active income. Basically, this is your day job. You are directly trading your time and your skills for a paycheck. Honestly, whether you're a barista pulling espresso shots, a high-powered CEO, or a freelancer working gig to gig, this is active income. The main catch here? It has a really strict limitation. If you stop working, the money stops flowing. However, as we'll see a bit later, this pillar is absolutely crucial for getting the other 3 off the ground.
Moving on, the second pillar is business income. This is money that you earn from systems. Think of an online store selling products, a YouTube channel, or maybe a service-based small business. The crucial difference here is leverage. You're no longer the only person doing the heavy lifting. You've created a system, or maybe hired some employees, that scales way beyond just your own physical hours in the day. This system keeps working, even when you're taking a well-deserved break.
Next up is investment income, and for a lot of people, this is considered the absolute holy grail of wealth building. Simply put, this is just money that your money makes for you. We're talking dividend-paying stocks, real estate rental income, or index funds. Once you've saved up some capital from your active income, you park that money into these assets, and they literally send you a check back just for owning them. Here, your money actually becomes the worker.
And our fourth and final pillar is royalty, or intellectual income. I absolutely love calling this the create once model. This is where you do the really hard work one time up front, and then you get paid repeatedly for years and years to come. Writing a book, recording music, developing an online course, or even just licensing out stock photos and videos, they all fall right into this category. The immense appeal here: work you finished 5 years ago can literally still deposit money into your bank account today.
Let's move to and see how this builds in Section 2, a tale of 2 paths.
Okay, let's actually apply these concepts to everyday life. On the left, we have Person A. Now, Person A relies entirely on one income stream, a solid full-time job earning 60 grand a year. On paper, at first glance, life feels totally fine and stable. But then rent goes up, inflation hits hard, an unexpected medical emergency pops up out of nowhere. If Person A's job disappears or just gets too incredibly stressful to maintain, they instantly drop to $0 coming in. But on the right, we have Person B. Now, Person B actually earns a lower primary salary, just $50,000. But the key difference is they've actively built a much wider safety net using multiple side streams.
Because of those multiple streams, Person B is bringing in an extra $1,400 every single month. Now let's be totally realistic here. Losing their primary job would still sting, for sure. But with that extra monthly cushion, they aren't completely broke. They actually have genuine breathing room. They have options. They've built a financial structure that doesn't just instantly collapse the exact moment their main employer has a bad quarter.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly where Person B's resilient $1,400 comes from across those different income pillars we just talked about. It's not just one magic side hustle. They bring in $500 from a small side business, they get $400 in rental income from real estate, they earn $300 actively freelancing on the weekends, and they collect $200 a month in dividends from their investments. They deliberately diversified across business, investment, and active streams.
That brings us to Section 3, Busting Wealth-Building Myths.
Now, I know seeing Person B's success is super inspiring, but before you run out and try to start 10 businesses at once, let's clear up a major roadblock. The single biggest mistake beginners make is thinking, I need passive income first. Actually, scratch that. You almost always need active income first to build everything else. You absolutely must have a primary paycheck to provide that initial capital to invest, to buy you the time to learn new skills, and frankly, to fund your early business experiments. Trying to skip straight to passive income without an active foundation, yeah, that's exactly how people fall for those shady get-rich-quick scams.
Let's just rapidly bust 3 more of these myths fueled by internet hustle culture. Myth 1. I need to be rich to start. No, you absolutely don't. A lot of investment streams can be started with literally just $5 or $50. Consistent growth over time matters way more than your starting size. Myth 2. I need 10 streams immediately. No way. Wealthy people don't collect income streams like their trading cards, okay? They focus heavily on quality over quantity, starting with just 1 or 2 and expanding slowly. And myth 3. It's too late for me. Listen, whether you're 20 or 50, sure, the best time to start was yesterday. But the second best time? That's today.
Finally, let's jump into Section 4, the wealth stacking strategy.
So what's the actual game plan here? Well, it's called the Wealth Stacking Strategy, a methodical blueprint to build these streams without completely burning yourself out. It's a chronological 5-step pattern. Step 1, secure your active income. That's your job or a really high-value skill. Step 2, save money consistently from that job. Step 3, invest that saved money into assets, like stocks or real estate, to build up that investment pillar. Step 4, focus your extra energy on building just one side income stream, maybe a small business or a freelance gig. And Step 5, scale it slowly over time. Wealthy people do not rush this process. They strategically stack systems right on top of a solid, stable foundation.
I want to leave you with a kind of provocative thought as we wrap up today's explainer. What if your current income is literally just your starting point and not your final stage? What if you reframed that single everyday paycheck from being a trap and instead saw it as the ultimate launching pad for building a multi-legged financial table? In our next lesson, we're going to dive into the exact side hustles that actually work to help you build that very first extra stream. So until then, keep learning, keep stacking, and I'll see you next time.